Picture this, you're 8 years old, like I was, sitting in a darkened movie theater and suddenly F-14 Tomcats are screaming across the screen while Danger Zone pumps through the speakers. For me, that was Top Gun in 1986, and honestly, it's probably my favorite movie still today. There's something about that perfect storm of Tom Cruise's cocky grin, impossible aerial sequences, and that pure, unfiltered 80s machismo that just hits differently for me. So, when Top Gun Maverick finally landed 36 years later, I didn't just watch it, I devoured it. I've lost count of how many times I've seen it. It was everything my 8-year-old self wanted from a Top Gun sequel, except it was somehow even better than I dared hope. Seriously, I almost cried in the theater. But here's the thing that hit me in the feels during that opening sequence. And this is going to sound maybe a little bit nerdy. It wasn't just seeing Maverick back in the cockpit. It was seeing the logo. The Don Simpson / Jerry Bruckheimer Films logo with those two lightning bolts crashing down in a perfect V shape. Now, if you're not a complete film geek like me, you might be thinking, seriously, you got emotional about the production logo? But hear me out, because there's a story here that's way more fascinating and heartbreaking than you might expect. See, I hadn't seen that original logo, the one with both names, both lightning strikes, in decades, because Don Simpson died in 1996, and ever since then, Jerry Bruckheimer has used a modified version showing just one lightning bolt, one name, one strike. So when I saw that classic logo blast across the screen in Maverick, it genuinely caught me off guard. And then, just recently, I noticed it again, this time in Beverly Hills Cop Axel F on Netflix. Same deal. Both names, two lightning bolts striking as one. And that's when I knew I had to dig deeper. Why was Jerry Bruckheimer paying such deliberate homage to his long-dead partner? And what I discovered is a story about friendship, tragedy, Hollywood excess, and one of the most touching tributes you've probably never noticed. So let's rewind back to 1983. Reagan's in the White House, MTV still plays music videos, and two guys named Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer were about to become the kings of the high-concept Hollywood idea. These weren't just any producers. They were the architects of everything we think of as 80s blockbuster filmmaking. Simpson was the Mr. Inside guy, the one with all the industry connections, the party animal who could snort enough cocaine to kill a small horse and still pitch a movie idea that would make executives throw money at him. Bruckheimer was Mr. Outside, the former advertising executive who actually knew how to make the trains run on time and keep budgets from spiraling completely out of control. And together they were unstoppable. Flashdance, Beverly Hills Cop, Top Gun. These weren't just movies, they were cultural phenomena. They essentially invented the modern summer blockbuster. By the time of Simpson's death, their films had grossed over $3 billion worldwide. But here's where the story gets dark, because Don Simpson was basically the cautionary tale of the 80s excess written large. We're talking about a guy who would wear black Levi 501 jeans exactly once before their first wash and then throw them away, who allegedly underwent 10 plastic surgeries, including, well, let's just say some personal enhancements, and they apparently led to infections and multiple reversal procedures. I've been there. Simpson's drug use wasn't just recreational, it was legendary in the worst possible way. He would regularly pass out during studio meetings. He had 21 different drugs in his system when he died. 21. The man had prescriptions from 15 different doctors and kept 2,200 pills lined up alphabetically in his bathroom like some kind of pharmaceutical library. By 1995, even Jerry Bruckheimer, who had tolerated years of this behavior because Simpson's story instincts were genuinely brilliant, had finally had enough. He dissolved their partnership in December, and 1 month later, Simpson was found dead in his Bel Air bathroom from heart failure caused by combined drug intoxication. Here's where it gets interesting from a design perspective. The original Don Simpson Jerry Bruckheimer logo, those twin lightning bolts, weren't just random. They were specifically designed to represent what the logo's creator, Tim Gervin, called Simpson and Bruckheimer's visionary alliance. Two creative forces coming together like lightning bolts converging in the sky. When Simpson died and Bruckheimer formed his new company, he created an entirely different logo, the famous shot of the leafless tree getting struck by lightning, bringing it to life. But notice what he did. Just one lightning bolt, one strike. The symbolism is pretty obvious when you think about it. But here's what I find absolutely fascinating about Jerry Bruckheimer as a person and as a filmmaker. Starting with Bad Boys 2 in 2003, he made a decision that says everything about his character. For any sequel to a film he originally produced with Don Simpson, he would use the old logo, the original logo, 2 lightning strikes, both names. Think about what that means. He's not legally required to do this. Don Simpson has been dead for over 25 years. Most people watching these movies have no idea who Don Simpson even was. But every single time, Bad Boys 2, Bad Boys for Life, LA's Finest, Top Gun Maverick, Bad Boys Ride or Die, and now Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F., Bruckheimer makes sure Simpson gets full credit. This isn't just about nostalgia or legal obligations. This is about something much more profound. Bruckheimer is essentially saying, I didn't create these franchises alone. We created them together when we were both alive, when we were both young, when we both believed we could conquer Hollywood. Every time you see that logo with 2 lightning bolts, you're witnessing one of the most consistent and quiet acts of loyalty in modern Hollywood. In an industry where people will step over their own mothers for a producer credit, here's a guy who's been honoring his dead partner's memory for over 2 decades. And that's why seeing that logo in Top Gun Maverick hit me so hard. Because Maverick isn't just a sequel, it's a meditation on legacy, on aging, on the ghosts that haunt us. And right there in the opening seconds, before a single word of dialogue is spoken, Bruckheimer is already telling us that story. He's saying, this isn't just my victory lap. This belongs to both of us. The same thing happens with Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. Eddie Murphy is back as Axel Foley, but so is the memory of the guy who helped create the character in the first place. Simpson might not have lived to see Eddie Murphy return to the role that made him a superstar, but his name is right there in the credits, 40 years after the original. What makes this even more remarkable is how rare this kind of thing is in Hollywood. Usually when partnerships dissolve, especially partnerships that end in death, the surviving party moves on completely. Names get dropped, logos get redesigned, history gets rewritten. But Bruckheimer has consistently chosen a different path. He's not trying to erase the Simpson years or claim sole credit for their shared success. If anything, he's elevated Simpson's memory, ensuring that every new generation of moviegoers who discovers these franchises knows they were originally a collaborative effort. And here's the thing that really gets me. This isn't just some corporate obligation or contractual requirement. The Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer Films logo for these sequels has actually been remastered and enhanced with modern CGI. They're not just slapping the old logo on there. They're actively investing time and money to make sure it looks as good as possible. That tells you everything you need to know about Jerry Bruckheimer's character. At 79 years old, with a career that includes some of the biggest blockbusters in film history, he's making sure his dead partner gets proper recognition. So the next time you're watching Top Gun Maverick or Bad Boys or any of these legacy sequels, pay attention to that opening logo, because you're not just watching a production company credit. You're witnessing a love letter to a complicated friendship, a tribute to creative collaboration, and one of the most consistently generous acts in modern Hollywood. In an industry built on ego and credit grabbing, Jerry Bruckheimer has spent over 20 years making sure the lightning strikes twice, once for him and once for the partner who helped him change movies forever. Don Simpson may have burned out like a shooting star, but thanks to Bruckheimer's quiet loyalty, his name will be in the credits for as long as these franchises keep flying. And honestly, that might be the most beautiful thing about any of these movies.